Alright, hello internet. Wolfman Doom Gaming here, and welcome back to one of the final episodes of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. We are about to head to the Tower of Ganon to go and fight Aghanim to then have him turn to a bat and go and crash to the top of the pyramid, and then we can go ahead and fight Ganon. We're done. Well, let's go ahead and get this done with. I've been enjoying this game. It feels good playing it again. I just have fun with this game. It's a fun game. It's interesting. It's a good. Then again, it's a good game. Fair. That'll help. Wish the Lion Halls and Breath of the Wild were this easy. I'm gonna go backwards. Link, we're going to break the barrier again in this tower with our power. Thunder! Thunder! Thundercats! Oh! Now the funny thing with the Tower of Ganon, you can find it on the cutting room floor. These statues here, they had a original secondary sprite. It was like a skull. It was really weird looking. Like I said, to find that, you can go onto the cutting room floor. You can find that image on there with a bunch of other images too. One thing I always liked about games is that, you know, there's just so much to them, and then developers do so much, and then they just, some ideas just don't follow through, and, you know, things get forgotten about, and ideas get scrapped, and it's just kind of funny. Not hilarious funny, just odd funny. There was one game I played as a kid, which was Fax Andu, and I will swear to this day there is more to that game. So Fax Andu was a spin-off game of the Xanadu series, and it was a neat little RPG. You were heading back to your hometown, and you realize like the waterways are all dried up, and the waterfall's not running, and the royal tree is dying, and you're just like, huh. So you head back to your hometown of Elos, and you go and talk to the king, and the king was like, oh, I've sent many knights out to find out what's going on, but nobody's come back. And he, like, could you possibly go help us? So I'm like, yeah, sure. So he gives you like 1,500 golds for start your adventure, and you head out. It's a really neat game. It's really good for the time. One thing, like, about that game is that for the time that game came out, which was, I believe, in the early 80s, it was a pretty inventive game. At least in my eyes, it was. It always held a lot of lore to it, and had a lot of lore to it. See what I did there? Pretty cool, huh? Anyways, you leave the town of Elos, and you start your venture. Along the way, you run into enemies that were at once. Well, the game says they were once dwarfs, but I don't think that's quite true. But the game says so. But they were dwarfs that went crazy. So what happened was, this meteorite crashed into the World Tree, and in doing so, they the dwarves started to worship it as a deity, and they started going crazy from it. Something like that. The story's a little weird. Doesn't really make much sense, because the monsters you fight don't look like dwarfs. They look like something out of a rejected, like, 80s like horror movie with Muppets. Like, they're weird characters. Like, when the first enemies you meet is this I believe it's a one-footed monster. There's this little mouth and it has a giant eyeball, and it just hops around. And you see those guys for a while. The next thing you meet is like these little spiky guys. They're on the ground and they're low, so you need a long sword or magic to hit them. And mess that up. That's the other thing too, is the game has magic in it. There's various spells you can get. One of the first you get is a spell called Deluge, and it's just like this like supernova kind of like thing. There's just different magics, and they're all pretty neat. To help here. Yes. You scary skeleton. Anyways, you as you learn what's going on, and you find out that, you know, the dwarves are just they're crazy, and you have to put a stop to it. So you end up going deeper and deeper into these corrupted, weird worlds. There's this one enemy that looks like the alien from the movie Aliens, and it's just weird game, you know. It's good though. I enjoy it. I think it's a game I would like to be able to play that on the channel. I think you can use it was quick. That's what I glitch all the time. So, what I was trying to do in the original Zelda for the SNES, I guess it was a glitch, but what you do is you could use the Thick the Ether spell, and it would cause the blocks to show up. And it was a neat little trick. Because like this, they would show up, but it wouldn't be permanent. So you had to like use the spell, get so far, use it again, get so far. French toast. But it was a cool little thing I figured out. And I remember when I went to do it last time, the same thing happened. It didn't want to work anymore. And I'm like, why not? I think the simplest answer is a glitch. It wasn't supposed to work. It was just an error in how it was covered, or maybe it's a reverse glitch, and maybe, you know, the way that I was doing it at first was the right way, you know, and when it was ported over, I mean, it screwed up. Like, I don't know. But yeah, when you play the original Zelda on the SNES, you get to that part there, you try to use the ether magic. It will show the ground. Up on the ground? I don't remember. Yeah? Well, 4 anyways. Crap. Alright. I had the Rock's Feather. Hop right over gaps. There's the tunic. Alright, I'm at the wrong level then. I want to go get the key, I think, on the floor below me. I know by the time you had the key, you go up that stairwell and you end up there. Oh, okay. But yeah, so Fact is a new game. Just for the fact that one of the cool things I like about it is when you get a new weapon, you actually see it. Now, I know the original Final Fantasy did that, but not to the same capacity. But yeah, the original Final Fantasy, when you got a new weapon, it would change. But a lot of swords were just color swaps of the original weapon, so I didn't really count it as that. Where in Xanadu, it was like you started off, your first weapon was the dagger. So you had this little dagger, and it had a short range to it. And then your next weapon was a long sword, which was pretty cool. And then when you got into a little later in the game, when you got to the World Tree, you got this, my favorite was this like fork-like sword. It had 3 prongs on it. And then for the end of the game, you get another sword called the Dragon Slayer, which was used to kill the final boss. And all these had their own images, and plus you get armor too. You start off with a simple jerkin, which is just I think like a cowhide leather, and then you get, I think it was full mail. But it's not like full on mail, like it's missing leg protection, so it looks weird. And then you eventually get full armor. But the name's messed up. But you get armor that actually covers you from head to toe. Well, you get armor that covers you from shoulder to toe, I mean. And then you find armor that covers, you find a Dragon Slayer helmet that covers your head. And it's just such a neat game. There's just so much to it, and there's so much creativity in it. There's just so many things that there is to do, and it just always, you know, boggled my mind as a kid. I think I have is all this content. But as good as Facsanity was, I always felt like there was more than meets the eye kind of thing. So the game was, obviously most games at the time was ported to America. At the time, Nintendo had a very strict stance on religion, so no game could have religion in it. And in Baxanity's case, it had a cross on the church. And then there's something there. They ended up taking out the American release, and the priest was changed to a guru. The priest would give you passwords so that you could continue your game. That was the other thing too. This game did have a save battery in it, so you had to write these passwords, and these are the kind of passwords that were like uppercase A's, lowercase A's. It works. I can't tell you how many times I forgot my password, or I wrote it down and I couldn't read it myself, and I would lose hours of work to just have to redo it again. And it happens. That's one of the minuses about growing up when I did, was just passwords. Passwords were not cool. They were a good idea. Because basically what a password was, it's kind of like well, in some games a password was you would literally restart where you were. It was like, okay, this password says you start in this area. And, well, I guess that's how all games worked. I didn't find the big, yeah. Oh. What am I doing back here? Alright. Start. Don't want to go that way, I don't think yet. Maybe it's up here and I'm gonna go. I think it's up here. I can't go that way anyways, there's nowhere to go, so it's the wrong way. But yeah, to me, Facsanity was just an awesome game. There was just so much to it, and just so much creativity, and there was just so many secrets to it, and there was just so much about it. It just, you know, just left it be just your imagination. And yeah, for a kid, that's like the best thing, is just to imagine rather than actually seeing it. I need that. I was running low on health. Like I said, I'm not getting through here within half an hour. These places are a bit confizzulating. And we're going this room. Pretty sure I've hit them all. Wall master, man. Ow. Woof. I had to leave because I screwed up. But I missed the big key somewhere. Not sure where. Can I go up here? Yeah. Aha! Take that. Cape. But you can probably get through here without the magic cape. It's just easier to have the magic cape. Just makes it a little more simpler, rather than having to like scurry through like a mouse through a maze. Oh, where? Oh, we found the big key yet. Back where I started. Alright. Yeah. So what was this over here? What to here? I never used the key to go over. Did I miss a key somewhere? Far away. Meh. In here. I want to go in there. To bomb that wall. I think that was the secret. You know, it's fun going in circles. Alright, so that was the right way. Just the wrong way to do it. Apparently I'm out of bombs, too. You better shut up. Hey, you Emma? Yeah, me, bruh? You too? Ah, shit, dude. I have any beams. Woo, look at them skills. Everybody dance now. Everybody dance now. Medic. Bombs. Or more bombs. Arrows. Arrows. Still no big key yet. Going in circles. This isn't going anywhere. Wait, no, it isn't going anywhere. So where is this one? Here. Where is the key at? I've been through here every which way and I haven't found anything. Besides that room where there's a small key I don't have. Only room I haven't been to yet I can't get into. I don't have a small key. So. Kinda hard to go somewhere when I can't access it. What's up here? health at least. Thought I could bomb one of these. Where's this go? Yeah. Get out of here with that. I think it was up. Yes. There it is. That is. I think when I come out of here, this should lead me up our stairs, but then should lead up to where the tunic is. Alright, so I can get one of these. There we go. Come here, ladies. One of these. There we go up here. You're right to the chest. Got the red tunic. Alright, here we go. We're on track now. Oof. I was just trying to find the tunic. That was... I already said it's gonna be a half an hour plus. Easily. Easily. And I mean it to be, it's just... These levels have always given me a run for my money kind of thing. Well, not really a run for my money, but they've always confused me as an adolescent. Even as an adult, I'm still kind of like left scratching my head, like, what am I supposed to do? What? Yeah. Nana. Hi. How you doing? Yeah, this feels familiar. And again, trying to fight Aghanim is no big deal. Now, there's this chest here that I actually learned how to get to it watching Game Grumps, oddly enough. Because Danny was in the same boat. He was like, as a kid, I could never figure out how to get into this chest. It was that stupidly simple. I don't think there was anything good in here. Yeah, I can use that. The other thing to do as a kid, I saw that same thing, and I was like, how do you get in there? And I didn't really worry about it. I just kind of... It's like... It's a puzzle that's like no other in the entire game. The game doesn't ever make you think outside the box like that, so... All of a sudden it's like, hey, here's a puzzle. Figure it out. And Kia. There we go. Here's enough. Ow. Here. A present for you. Out here. Boss rush. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do. Alright, maybe here I can. Yeah. Nice. I gotta fight the other guy again. The big old the guy from the last tower. Forgot about that fight. Really? Thanks, game. Easier to do. Bottom one last. Ah, you suck. Oh. Darn it. Gosh darn it. Boomerang, go! Nice. It's obvious they kind of put them there so you would use them, and I gotta wonder how many people. I've been talking for a while either. I've been too busy trying not to die, but I gotta wonder how many people like didn't know about the Indie Fairy thing and like, you know, died trying to get through here. Fudge. I hope this didn't take too many tries. At least it's not as bad as the original fight. Son of a biscuit! I wonder if I put the cape on, if he'll still, if I can, like, hit him and then he gets near me and go invincible. Gotcha. I think that's it. We're off to Aghanim. Go ahead and beat his butt into the ground. Yep. Oh, it's great that you could make it all the way here, Link. I'm very happy to see you again, but you'd better believe that we will not have a third meeting. Go. Easy peasy, lemon squeeze me. Now this part came up was weird. Why is the bird in Dark World? That always bothered me. The bird is a relic in Light World. How in the heck is it in Dark World? Because you cannot use it in Dark World. Alright. This is it. This is the final showdown. Yeah. Hope you guys have been enjoying this ride. I know I have. It feels good to beat this game again. Yeah, it feels good to play it again. Yeah, it just feels nice. It just feels like so long ago. I was right back where I am now. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and end this recording. I want to thank you all for watching. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, I do mean this. Probably go get ready off camera real quick. Just get a few things together, and I'll come back here. I will go ahead and hopefully do this. All right. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Have a good one.